it's always good to get good players back in the lineup, and then there's always a process that you go through as guys are able to play. Their conditioning improves. They can play longer minutes, see how different lineups interact. So there's an integration process that accompanies it.
What have you guys missed from Joe that you think you can kind of get in this next road trip at least?
Well, I mean, I think you just look at the things that Joe's done previously for us, whether his ability to, defend the post, even as a quote-unquote small ball four, a guy that can space the floor. I think Joe's been underrated as far as his ability to make plays for other people. I think his playmaking ability, especially at that position, is unique. And I think he's had an opportunity. I won't say to rest, but to kind of collect himself and watch the team, and he has an idea of the things that he can do to help us as well. You look at in late game situations, whether he's able to create a shot or he's just spacing the floor, that he gives us a lot there. That's what he's done for us. It's what he did for us last year in the playoffs, and he's capable of doing that again.
He on a minutes restriction at all, by the way?
I don't think like a concrete minutes restriction. But to the extent that you haven't played in, 6 weeks, there's more fatigue issues, and that's always something we're conscious of. Maybe more so when it's knees and lower body extremities as opposed to a wrist. So he's been active with his hands and doesn't seem to be thinking about it, so it's good.
Is he in a position where you're going to put him right back in the rotation, or?
Yeah, I mean, we that's kind of what when a guy's been out, it was with the same case with Rodney the other night, that may not look the same way, and that's the kind of the challenge of reintegration, that you want to put guys in a position where they can be successful, and situations sometimes determine that as well.
How tough is this Boston team for you, Coach? I mean, what challenges do they present for you guys?
Well, I think they've presented a lot of challenges, not just to us, but to the league. I mean, you can obviously see with their record and how they're playing. So, Kyrie, obviously, his ability to create offense, he's able to do that on a unique level. I think their wings are playing extremely well, their activity. And Al's such a versatile player, both on offense and on defense, that I think he's a great complement to. Not that he's not a destination in himself, in and of himself, because he is. But, I was with him in Atlanta, and, you just have a lot of respect for the way he plays the game, approaches the game, and what a great teammate he is. So there's balance there. I feel like Marcus Smart is unique as well, his ability to defend and compete, So they're a formidable team. That's why they have the best record in the league, close to it. I haven't followed it lately.
Going back a couple months ago when Gordon went down, what was your reaction to that? Were you watching that game live?
I didn't see it live, but I think, everybody in our organization, all the guys on the team, you feel awful for them. You never want to see that happen to anybody, and particularly him, given the relationships that he has on the group. I think guys felt it even more. Just hope he can be back. I think he will be back. Hope he can be back soon.
Was it surprising at all just to see how quickly this team came together in Boston after?
It's hard for me to comment on someone else's team. I think, we know what a good player Gordon is, and obviously those other guys are good players too, or they wouldn't be doing what they're doing.
When he does come back, what can he add to this team?
Well, all the things that he could, he can add. The things that he's done throughout his career. He's a balanced player in his ability to do a lot of things, and they all know that.
When you have a player that meant as much to a team as Gordon did to you guys, that leaves a void, obviously. Donovan Mitchell seems to be one of those guys who's kind of helped fill that void. Talk about just some of the things that he has really grown as a player from where you first got him when he first started training him to where he's at right now.
Yeah, I think Donovan's play, is really independent of Gordon. But your question is a good one in that we don't want to have Donovan try to replace something as much as we want Donovan to do what he can do. And it happens to be that some of the things he's doing, our team needs. So, his ability to create offense for himself, ends up with him creating for other people. So there's a lot of things that I think he's improving, you know, like week to week, month to month, and that as much as anything. You know, if you look at something like his ability to finish, you know, he's added different things to his finishing game. His ability to pass out of pick and roll and to make reads, and some of those things, you know, he's thrown in there, and a lot of those things you only really learn through experience. It's hard to practice them, so the combination of practicing, then playing, and then watching, you know, I think has really accelerated and given him a chance to improve quickly.
The watching component that you talked about, how has that been for him? Because for a lot of rookies, that's something that they're just not used to having to watch as much film.
He started watching film in summer league, you know, and which is really unique. He was carrying around his computer and you know, watching summer league games. So I think that's something he takes a lot of pride in. You know, that's a credit to him that he's, you know, thirsty in that sense, and you know, watching it and then being able to apply it. You know, he and Johnny Bryant watch, you know, consistently. I've watched with him a number of times, mainly to reinforce a lot of those things. And if there's, I usually watch defense with him because that's an area where he has pride too, and you know, he's figuring that out as well.
And when you mentioned you mentioned summer league, another guy in Utah was Jason Tatum for the Celtics.
Yeah.
Kind of talk a little bit about just what you've seen from then to where he's at right now.
Yeah. Well, he went to Duke, so I followed him a little more closely. You know, he's, you know, a terrific young player who's similar to Donovan, been thrown into a situation where he's different in many respects, but as far as his contribution and doing what their team needs him to do, you know, he's been unbelievably efficient, and I think particularly given, you know, the way he's shooting the ball, he's a guy that just, you know, exudes confidence.
Thanks,
Yeah, you bet. Yeah.